All right, welcome back. Joining us this segment to chop it up and talk some Giants and Niners, a little battle royale coming up this weekend at MetLife is Chris Bisignano from the Giant Insider, and he's with us on the Yuma guest line to talk a little bit about the G-Men. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Larry. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well, and I was bummed to see I'm a Sac State guy, so I was bummed to see my Sac State brother Thibodeaux go down with the injury. That's a crusher. He was having a great year. He was scoring touchdowns. He was establishing himself. Talk a little bit about the impact of that injury, because, man, it really seemed like it hit the team pretty hard.
Yeah, it did, Larry, because, I mean, first off, everybody loves Scat. How could you not love him? You know, Larry, you know about him. Not to mention he was making an impact on the offense, receiving and running. So when he went down Sunday, that was a huge blow because obviously, as you know, Malik Nabers is out for the season too. So those are two impact guys that the Giants have lost due to injury. But just that, forget the injury, not forget the injury, but just the losing a guy like Thibodeaux in the locker room, on the field. So many people feed off his energy, Jackson's this right hand man. He's a lot like him, Jackson thought. He's a wild, crazy kid like Scat. And it was just a big blow to the organization. It really was, because the impact he was making on and off the field, in the locker room and all that, it was just sad to see, man. We hope to have him back, by camp next year, but that's a serious injury, so we'll see how that leads down the road. But yeah, just a big loss, man.
No question. How much did Jackson Dart playing well lift this franchise and its fan base a few weeks ago? I know doesn't look like they're going anywhere. Doesn't look like they're going to the playoffs. It's not going to be a Super Bowl team this year, but they may have found their quarterback of the future, and it looks like they have. How much life, I guess, has that brought? Not just Shane and Dable, but the entire organization and the fan base.
Yeah, it's like a bolt of energy, Larry.
Yeah,
it's given his fan base hope, something they really haven't had in a while. I know Daniel Jones had that good second half of 2022, and they had that playoff win and all that, but then it all went down after that, and there wasn't much hope around this organization. Jackson now has given this fan base and the organization, everybody in that building, a lot of hope. The feeling in the building, I'm there all the time, and the feeling in the building is that, hey, we got our guy. We got our guy. Now we have to build more around him, but Jackson is our future. So, yeah, listen, he has, even though, like you said, Larry, it's a 2-6 team, they're going nowhere this season, obviously, but what Jackson has provided is a lot of hope.
It's great. It's great to see. And, I kind of feel like the NFL is a better league when teams like the Giants are good. I feel that way about the Raiders, and I know a lot of Niner fans hate the Raiders and never want to hear that, but there are a few franchises around the sport that I think if they're doing well, I think the league is doing well. I think the G-Men are one of those franchises. What do you make of Daniel Jones? I mean, we haven't really talked that much about this, but the Indianapolis Colts are looking like they're not an accident, and Daniel Jones is looking like he's not just in a lucky early, run there. He looks like a hand-to-glove fit, and the Giants look really bad on the back end of this because he is finding this incredible success in Indy, where all he was a turnover machine with the New York Giants. So what do you make of that? What's the discussion? I mean, you got a lot of talk shows there. There's a lot of media in New York. Has anybody figured out in their mind, or is there a consensus opinion on why Daniel Jones sucked so bad in New York and is so good in Indy?
Well, it was a combination of a lot of things while he was here in New York. No offensive line for years. Took a beating numerous games. Receiver-wise, okay. Saquon, he was a lot more effective when Saquon was healthy. We know Saquon suffered some injuries here. Look, him and Dable didn't finish on the best of terms. We all know what happened last year, and then he was released. And then he goes to the Colts, where what do they have there, Larry? Well, they have a real good offensive line. they got one of the best running backs in the game who's having an MVP type season. He has an array of receivers, okay, that could do a lot of things for him. He's got a stud tight end, okay, that he never really had here. So you look at that. Look, what Daniel's doing is remarkable. Nobody really expected that. But at the same time, Larry, you saw some flashes of that in New York, and then it all went south, okay, for numerous reasons. So he has a lot of stability now in Indy. Like I said, he's got the parts around him. He didn't have those parts around him with the Giants for most of his tenure here. And, so they look, and he's got a fresh start. He needed that, Larry, bad. Daniel needed a fresh start. I think his time with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota last year really helped him.
That's interesting.
Look, I say this about Baker, Larry Mayfield. But that little time he spent with Sean McVay, I thought helped him immensely. I think the short time that even though Daniel didn't play, but he learned every day from Kevin over there in Minnesota, and I thought it helped him big time. He comes to a stability type team with a lot of stability, offensive line, great running back, receivers, and he's taking it to another level, man. Hey, look, Larry, you look at the MVP race right now. I mean, would I vote for him MVP right now if the season ended in 8 games? No, but Larry, you have to have him in the conversation right now. Am I wrong?
No doubt. No doubt. It's amazing. And you're right. He's
amazing.
Now he's playing behind Quentin Nelson. Now he's playing behind a really good line, and it shows. How good is the Giant line currently? I know they invested in number 1 in Evan Neal. They invested in number 1 in Andrew Thomas. Thomas is fulfilling that potential this year.
Yeah.
Neal, not so much. Then they went in the free agent market, gave big bucks to Jermaine Illuminor from the Raiders. Yeah, Illuminor. What do you, I kind of like the center, John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota. I thought he was good in the Big Ten. What's this line look like? How good is the Giants offensive line?
Well, they're a better pass pro line than running line, Larry. Andrew Thomas is playing lights out of left tackle since his return. He is playing he's one of the best left tackles in the game since his return. Illuminor has been really good at right tackle. Now, the interior of the line could be better, okay? But the line has been somewhat serviceable. It's been better than what it has been in years past. When Andrew's been hurt, Larry, which he's been the last few years, the line has been a disaster. Okay. But Andrew's back. When Andrew comes back, he solidifies everything. It's amazing. And then Illuminor is a nice bookend at the right tackle. So, hey, look, it's been a pretty decent line. Since Andrew's been back, the pass protection has been much better. And since Jackson Dart's been in there, they've been scoring more points. So it's a serviceable line. Right? Look, is it a top 5 line, top 10? No, but it's serviceable right now, Larry.
Niners have a terrible pass rush with no Bosa, no Huff. And they're on pace for 19 sacks on the year. I mean, Bosa himself had 18.5 3 years ago. So that's a really, really pathetically low number. They did trade for Keon White this week. There's an awful lot of speculation about Kayvon Thibodeaux. There was reports earlier this week that out of New York saying that Thibodeaux, I think Garofalo, NFL Network, said Thibodeaux ain't going anywhere. You think that's an accurate report, or is that posturing on the Giants' part trying to up the offers?
No, Larry, they're not looking to move Thibodeaux. Okay, Tibbs is having his best year, and they picked up his 5th-year option, which I'm not saying that won't stop somebody from trading him. But look, this is the time of year, Larry, where a lot of people they get confused as far as this. Okay, yes, have people called about Tibbs feeling Joe Shane out, Giants general manager Joe Shane out, about level of interest with Tibbs, maybe getting a feel on him. Yes, they have. Has Joe said we're not interested in moving him? Yes, he has. Okay, so a lot of people just, it's a GM's job to listen, Larry, right? When a call comes into you from, say, John Lynch, right? Hey, Joe, John, what's up with Tibbs? Any interest? What are you guys feeling? What do you guys think? That's his job to listen. That doesn't mean he's looking to move him. So you see a lot of reports like, the Giants look like we've had it here in New York today. The Giants looking to move Thibodeaux. No, but Joe Shane took a few phone calls, as he should. That's his job, Larry, as a general manager, to listen to phone calls. That doesn't mean he's looking to move somebody. So from what I understand, no, they're not looking to move Thibodeaux. but he has taken a few phone calls on him, and he's kind of like shot it down, like, no, we're not looking right now.
All right, a little break from the content to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper. This 49er football season is presented on the Krug Show by Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy platform in the world. It's a one-stop shop. You get blazing fast news, real-time stats, group chat, season-long leagues, and of course, Sleeper picks for daily fantasy. Use promo code Larry, Larry, and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Links in the description. Terms and conditions do apply. Why are the Giants so bad as far as a run defense? I mean, Dexter Lawrence is a big time player. Is Muasau and Okereke that bad in the middle? I mean, they're awful against the run. I mean, 49ers can't pass protect, and the Giants have a killer pass rush. And yet the Giants are 30th against the run. I would imagine the 49ers are going to be like 65-35 run pass in this game. They should come out and just run and run and run some more. Why are the Giants so deficient at defending the run?
They just don't play their run fits well. They don't get off blocks. Dexter Lawrence is not having a Dexter Lawrence type year. Darius, like you just mentioned, that was very smart, like very observant of you. Darius Muasau is just not a good linebacker. Okay, he's taking wrong reads on gaps, not getting off blocks. Off the edges, they struggle at times. The corners, like Tate Banks, just don't know how to run defend. So I expect Kyle Shanahan probably is looking at the film, salivating this week about getting Christian out on those pitches, toss lefts, toss rights, those outside zone runs. I'm sure you're going to see them up the you-know-what this Sunday. And McCaffrey's probably going to probably when he's probably looking at the film saying, I'm going over 100 this week too. They haven't been good against the run in 3 years, and it's getting worse. I mean, you saw what happened last week. The Eagles with 2 100-yard rushes. It tanked. I mean, we had a play, Larry. I don't know if you saw this Sunday, 2nd and 26. They hand off the tank, Bigsby, and he goes for 27, 29 yards for a first down. It's actually laughable right now that they just been all around. It's an all around. It's not one guy. It's not 2 guys. It's everybody, Larry. That includes Tyler Nubin, the second-year safety, who at times will take a wrong angle or he's just not moving his feet enough. It's a whole effort, man. It's been very bad over here. 30th in the league now after last week, where the Eagles ran for 260, whatever the heck it was last week. So
it's New York, and there's just a general lack of patience in that market.
You think?
I mean, that's just the name of the game. It's just the way it is. Who's on the hottest seat right now? Is it Shane? Is it Dable? Who both looked horrible in the Hard Knocks thing. I mean, Dable's looking at his phone. Hey, let's go for this guy. Let's go for that guy. Look at this stat. Hey, Joe, look at this stat. I mean, it looked like 3 of my buddies playing fantasy drafting or something. And then yet they talked up Shane Bowen. Their defense is a mess. Who's on the hottest seat? Bowen, Dable, or Shane?
Yeah, Bowen right now. Bowen right now is on the hottest seat. And then let's let the season play out, and then it could be Dable next. I don't think Shane, believe it or not, Larry, I don't think Shane's on a hot seat. I think the Giants like him, but I think they're going to look at it. Look, John Mara made a statement last January when he met with us after the season, Larry, and he said, I'm sick and tired of watching other offenses run up and down the field on our defense. Well, I got to be honest with you, Larry, I thought Bowen was going to get it 2 weeks ago. I really did. After that real bad loss to Denver, I thought he was going to get fired 2 weeks ago. But Dable stuck with him. But the hottest seat, it's right now after week 8, it's Bowen. And then if the Giants win 3-4 games again this season, which is sort of like heading towards, especially with this schedule, Brian Dable might have a problem too.
Abdul Carter was really billed as like, he's going to be like a Lawrence Taylor. And then he goes to you guys. What do you think of him? I mean, you guys have Brian Burns. I mean, Burns is one of the best edge rushers. You already talked about Thibodeaux, but you guys also have Abdul Carter. I mean, is Abdul Carter everything you thought he would be, or has he been underwhelming? How do you feel about him?
Look, I thought he'd be better, but I'm not going to say he's been bad, Larry. I think he's been very good at times. He does a lot of things that don't show up on his stat sheet. But the bottom line is this, Larry. he was drafted 3rd overall for what? To drop the quarterback, right? And he hasn't done that yet. He's got a half a sack. He's got a lot of pressures. Don't get me wrong. He's got a couple of hits. So he hasn't exactly been what we thought. Okay. He's been good. He's been good in the run game at times. He's been good on twist up front, getting pressures, but he's just not finishing. Okay. And he's not getting the numbers we all thought. Now that could change in the next 9 games, Larry, where he finishes like 5 or 6 sacks and all that. But look, I think the expectations was right going into the season. People talk about Lawrence Taylor numbers. Hey, he wants this number. All right, everybody pump the brakes, right? Especially when you talk about Lawrence Taylor in the same conversation with anybody. Okay,
right.
So, but Abdul, I feel we're hoping that Abdul gets better in the second half of the season. But he's been pretty good, Larry. We just thought he'd be better. We'll see how the next 9 games plays out.
Without Scadaboo, is it Tyrone Tracy time? Devin Singletary, a combination? I like Tyrone Tracy in college as a receiver. He's a good receiving running back, but maybe Singletary is more of a between the tackles guy. How are those without Scadaboo? How do those carries get divvied up?
Well, it's going to be mostly Tracy, and then obviously Singletary be in the mix now too with the injury to Scadaboo. Look, let's not, Tyrone had over 800 yards last year as a rookie. He's a pretty decent runner, Larry, and he has good hands, as you know, out of the backfield. The kid was a receiver in college until his senior year. The kid's got good hands out of the backfield. The problem with Tyrone last year, he put the ball on the ground at a few crucial times. But he's going to be the main guy, and he'll take it from there, and then Singletary will work his way in. You might see Dante Turbo Miller off the practice squad this week as that third back. And he'll get maybe a few touches. The kid's got great speeds. We'll see if he gets it.
He could fly. Dante Miller is like 4.35. I mean, he's really good.
Larry, I mean, they don't call him Turbo they call him Turbo for a reason, and the kid can fly. So we'll see if he gets in the mix this week. I expect him to get out. Although Dable has gone with 2 backs a few games this season, but I do expect Dable met with us Monday on Zoom on his Monday meeting with us, and he says you're going to see Turbo. So I guess they're looking about elevating him maybe Sunday, and you guys might check him out. Maybe I'll get in the mix somehow. But it's going to be mostly Tracy.
Yeah, I mean, you better defend Turbo because he's absolutely cooks. And, you take one false step, and he could turn it into a house call. Who is the number 1 receiver with no Malik Neighbors? Or is that a week-to-week kind of proposition? I mean, that Neighbors is so spectacular. And then he goes down with just a crushing injury. He's out all of this year. God knows his whole career could have a different trajectory after that injury. Who's the number 1 guy he's got options here, but who is there a number 1 guy?
Well, Wan'Dale Robinson gets the majority of the targets. He's kind of like Jackson's go-to guy. And then you got Darius Slayton in the mix too, where he could stretch the field. But they've been a lot of 12 personnel, Larry. They've been going tight end heavy a lot since the injury, to Malik. And now, so they've been getting Bellinger. They've been getting Theo Johnson very involved too. But as far as receiver-wise, Wan'Dale Robinson is the number 1 guy on his team right now. He's the guy that Jackson will look for on 3rd down. And, of course, Slayton will be in the mix too.
Chris, awesome to wrap with you. How are the Giant fans I mean, it's a proud franchise that's won championships. Their fans, I'm sure, are getting tired of the losing. I mean, it's not like the Jets are winning there, but I mean, still, how are the fans handling the struggles in recent years of this proud franchise?
Not well, Larry. Not well. It's a rough town around here with the fans. And like me and you talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, is that thank God for Jackson Dart that he's keeping the fans tuning in. Okay. And your boy Scatabo, he was until the injury. Everybody loves Scat. So, but look, I think fans they'll keep their interest because they want to see the progress of Jackson Dart. If Jackson wasn't here, Larry, oh boy, forget about it. It's been rough times around here. Thank God Dart is providing some hope there where people look at next season, Larry, and look and say, hey, we got Malik coming back. Hopefully Scat will be back. We could do some things maybe next year with Jackson in year 2 and all that. But it's been rough around here, Larry.
You say you seeing some dart jerseys around the stadium though? A lot of dart jerseys.
A lot of dart. A lot of scat jerseys, Larry. There's a lot of scat jerseys, man.
Two real likable guys there. Hey, Chris, thanks for jumping on KNBR. We appreciate it. Tell people if they want to follow you on X, where you're at.
Yeah, on X at Giant Insider. You can follow everything there, and the podcast at Giant Insider Podcasts on YouTube and all. Where you can find podcasts and all that stuff. So thanks, Larry, for having me on. And good luck Sunday, brother. Good luck. Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh doing a hell of a job with that 5-3 squad. Larry, I got to be honest, I didn't think you guys would be 5-3 with all those injuries. But here's Kyle working his magic. He's a hell of a coach, brother. Hell of a coach.
Chris, I was in Manhattan in July visiting my sister. We took a day. She was in Connecticut. We went down to New York. If Niner fans are hearing this and they're going to stay in Manhattan, let's just say, and they're going to go out to Jersey for the game, but they're staying in Manhattan, where should they go to dinner in Manhattan?
Oh, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I am a Brooklyn Staten Island guy. Now I'm in Jersey.
Okay.
Now I'm in Jersey, Larry. I couldn't even tell you the good places to go in Manhattan anymore. I'm sorry, bud.
That's all right. That's all right. How about in Jersey?
I don't go to Manhattan. I don't go to Manhattan anymore.
How about if you're staying out in Jersey, where should they go?
Oh, well, there's plenty of places. You go up in North Jersey, and there's a lot. Oh man, I can't even think. There's a few. There's a really good restaurant, Bordentown, Toscano's. Oh man, there's a few good ones, man. So you can't go wrong up in North Jersey or go up to Bordentown to one of my favorite places called Toscano's, or Da Benito in Union, which isn't far from the stadium, Larry. Da Benito is my guy over there. And if you go to Hoboken, you got an Antique Bar and Bakery. Hoboken, which is 15 minutes from the city, Larry. Tell your sister Antique Bar and Bakery, can't go wrong there. But I'm sorry, buddy. I haven't been in Manhattan in years.
That's all right. That's all right.
I can give you a jersey. I give you an excellent jersey. Those are two excellent jersey places. Right?
Chris, thanks for jumping on KNBR and giving us some of your time. Appreciate you.
Anytime, Larry.
All right. We got more straight ahead. Niners Nightly continues with more on The Sports Leader.